been wanting to do a video on the Sagola 4600 Extreme 1.3 XL for a long time. I'm not going to do a spray out video today, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain a question that was asked to me by another YouTube member about what the difference was between the standard 1.3 and the 1.3 XL. And to better explain this so that people understand easily, I think I got it. And I'm going to tell you right now. But before I do that, I want to show you, I want to compare this gun to the DeVilbiss Techna Copper 1.3, which I use a lot. And I'm not going to put this gun up against this gun because I think that it's really unfair, because each of these guns are badass in their own rights. I love this gun for single stage paints and clear coats, and it's kind of finicky with a two-stage base coat, but once I swapped out the 1.2 in this gun, it actually served me better for the thinner two-stage base coat metallics. But anyways, what I want to do first is I want to show you the simplicity of this Techna. First, you got the needle adjuster, fluid needle adjuster. You got the spring, you got the needle, you got the gun, air adjustments, you got a gasket. Then you've got a airflow metering block. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it goes on with the gasket. And then you've got your fluid tip, or excuse me, your fluid nozzle, fluid tip nozzle, and then you've got your air cap. All that can be taken down with a DeVilbiss wrench. It's got a 14 and a 10 on the other side. It's kind of cool. But what I want to show you though is how simple the Sagola is. With this gun, all you have is the air cap, the fluid nozzle, the adjuster, spring, and needle. That's it. You don't have any gaskets in here. There's no rubber. There's no polypropylene plastics in there, nylon, nothing. It's all machined so well. This area here on this nozzle fits inside that area down in there, nice and tight, seals it up. Your air cap goes on next, done. Downfall that I have found with this gun, and for me, it's not a hindrance, and I wouldn't even put it under the cons of pros and cons. What I would say is that it's just necessary to clean it after I do a coating. So I do one pass, or I do one coating, a clear coat. I tend to notice that on the air cap here, the clear coat will dry and start to collect right there. I've tried it with 100 different pressures. I still get the collection of clear coat here. Sometimes I'll get a collection of clear coat with the nozzle seated. I'll get a collection of clear coat here. But what I'll do is I'll zip the cap off real fast and this, and I'll rinse it out with some reducer or lacquer thinner. And it being so simple and easy, it makes it not a hindrance. With the Techna Copper, I've noticed that I don't have to clean it in between coats. For some reason, I never get any buildup on their air caps. And I've looked at them and I've compared them. They're pretty damn close to being the same dimensions. For some reason, I don't get any buildup on the Techna air cap. And I've tried it with multiple different pressures, settings, fluid, high solids, medium solids, all that stuff. And I don't get it. But to take the Techna apart, there's a few more steps involved. But still, once you have done it 1,000 million times, and it's a piece of cake. So getting back to the 1.3 XL, here, this is what I have found out. You can confirm this on their website, but anyways, so you have a 1.3 standard fluid tip and fluid needle, and then you have the 1.3 XL. Now I'll tell you this much right here. What this means is 1.30 millimeters, and what this means is 1.35 millimeters. That's it. This one is a half size larger than the 1.3 standard. They also have a 1.2 standard, and then they have a 1.2 XL, and the XL comes in at 1.25 millimeters. That's it. So I look at this two different ways. I look at this as I can use the 1.2, or I can use the 1.25, which is a half size lower than the 1.3. The 1.3 XL to me is a half size smaller than a 1.4. And the 1.25, or the 1.2 XL, which is 1.25, being a half size smaller than the 1.3. So all it is one half larger, one half smaller. That's it. That's what makes the XL. Now getting into it a little bit, it depends on how it seats inside the fluid nozzle, and how the tip of the needle is machined. You could see it's got two steps in it. I don't have a 1.3 standard or a 1.2, so I can't compare the two needles, but I would imagine that if you wanted to go to a 1.3 standard in the 4600 Extreme, that you would need the needle and the nozzle. And I hope that makes sense to everybody on why this is an XL and versus the standard 1.35.